So I have music in my ears right now, super loud. So I might talk louder, but I wanted to say that people who say, you're people who say, you're mean or like rude is it's it's sometimes a like habit, so or it's sometimes a different view. So like things that involve money. Wait, let me hear. Things that involve money, okay. They'll always be sensitive when it involves money. If you're like go up to someone and say, hey, I'll pay you $50 to do this, then you have an agreement, but you pay them, they say, yeah, bro, I got you. Then they skip the request or they don't follow through. So that's where things turn. But usually you don't have that. So usually mean or rude is actually mean or rude. But if it's something else, the music is really loud. I can't play the music because it'll get copyrighted. But oh yeah, Gia, I'm listening to music. It's hard for me to hear my own voice. Wait, can I show it? This the minute. Oh no, I feel better. So, uh, um, some people have a persona, so they have different personalities and they talk differently to different people. So, some adults will some adults will like if you go to the grocery store with your parents, they might like view you a certain way. It's sort of like when you call a 30-year-old a kid, or like Sonny, like a 30-year-old man. He's not a kid. He's not a Sonny, but I think that when you when you listen to different types of music and you see people playing background music for their videos or whatever, and it's like mellow or light background vocals and beats, instruments, that's like not good, but that they don't know any better songs, so what you want to do is cause people will usually listen to rap or pop, occasionally country or rock, but the reason why is because it's more energetic. But even with rap and pop, not a lot of the songs are very good, and it's not that they don't like high pitch or girly song. If it sounds good, even to like a ghetto dude or a woke person, they'll still appreciate the melodies and the beats, the synth. Now, one of the things that it's sort of like a hidden thing in exercise moves is if I go back and go like this, like here's my hand. So with exercise moves, you can do pretty much anything with body weight. So it depends on the frequency. Oh yeah, it does. I'm talking about though, I'm talking about the moves. So there's push-ups, pull-ups, but there's all different directions you can push. You can push up, down, here, there. You can do it in any direction. So, so not a lot of the moves that you could do with body weight are being done, Because people will say, oh, push-ups won't get you stronger, pull-ups won't get you stronger. But those aren't the only exercises. Probably 1% of all the possible bodyweight exercises have been done. With weights, it's different. With weights, you're limited to gravity, and holding the weight. With body weight, I could press with my elbow, I could press with my forearm and whole arm, or the side of my fist. I could press against the side of my finger, the top of my finger, this part of my finger, this part of my finger. I press here, I press here, I press here, like that, like that, like that. All of those are different muscles, tendons, ligaments. And you don't want to save all your money, because unless you have kids, all that money is just gonna go somewhere when you die. So it's okay to spend. If you see, you need about, I want to say 400,000 for retirement, but it depends on where you live. But if you so your reaction when people talk to you should be, you should be thinking like, okay, I'm gonna listen and then respond. If you hear someone start saying something and you start assuming what they're about to say, you start interrupting them and it turns into an argument, that's not good. So, that's your instinct kicking in, but you don't want to let that, like, take over the conversation. Because a lot of the time, depending on the person, like, if it's just them saying hello or saying something regular, it won't happen. But often with random approaches, walk-ups, convos, people will say things you don't expect. And if you wanna be open-minded and a good listener, then, like, there's a certain point when you know what they're saying is wrong or BS or bad. So, you have to train that instinct. Like, if I walk up to you and I say, hey, I met your parents, and they said, they're there. If I walk up to you and I say that I met your parents, and they said, how do I know your parents? Obviously, I don't know your parents. So, that would be the point. It would be appropriate for you to say, wait, what? Or, do I know you? Like, if some random person just walk up to you and say that, that's an example. But if I say I talk to your, and then you interrupt, that's too early. So I would say that you basically wanna wait, like, be more patient. But with people who you know, especially, wait for them. But unless someone you know who just always says stuff that doesn't make sense, then you can interrupt and correct them. But also, when you correct people, it's okay to raise your voice, change your tone, because people will yell and they'll curse people out, but their tone and their delivery, it doesn't change. Like, they'll just talk louder. Hey, 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 hey. Like, my tone didn't change. But when it becomes, like, malicious and, like, evil sounding, like, that's how people I know sound like that. And those people all are different. Most people aren't like that. Most people, if they curse you out, you'll be fine. You won't get mad. You won't feel sad. If you do, you're sensitive. Because all they're doing is they're raising the volume up really high. And the tone may change slightly, but barely. Like when I have cursed or shouted at people, my tone does change like a little bit, but not that much. And you also, you don't know when someone is mad, or, like, people's emotions, you don't know, because they won't tell you, they'll just keep it to themselves. And if you want to know, you have to read into their emotions. Because, like, when someone likes you, when someone doesn't like you, unless they bully you, and even when they bully you, it's only a fraction of how much they hate you. So, sometimes people have mixed feelings. And that's even more complicated. Like, right now, there's a girl who said she blocked me everywhere. And I know she didn't block me. She said she blocked me on Insta. She said she blocked me on Discord. And she hasn't blocked me. How I know is because I can still interact with her and stuff. And it was completely unreasonable. It was some mix-up. But that girl, she is bipolar. So she has, like, mood swings and shit. So I think, something upset her. And she, doesn't know how to feel. But she's just a bitch, man. She's weird. But that girl is an example. So when you deal with like emotional people, like we're human beings, so there is a way to get that back. Now, part of it is trust, because trust isn't just like, oh, I trusted you with my car or my house, the keys to my house, or whatever. Trust can be other things. So it can be like you trust can be partially like situational, like hypothetical things, like would I trust you with this? And then you notice the behavior in the person where, oh, I wouldn't trust you with this anymore. But it doesn't have to be, oh, this happened, you did this, it breached our trust, and now I don't trust you. It can be within their mind that, for whatever reason, whatever happened, it can be within their mind that they no longer feel they can trust you. But so that is same with other things. Within your mind, if you feel a certain way, some people get tired of having a lot of thoughts in their head. So, like when you're lying in bed, you can't sleep, or you're doing something and your mind's racing. So with me, I have a condition where I'm always thinking non-stop fast thoughts. So, and I don't fall asleep. So my brain is stronger. But for a normal person, they can't handle like too much stimulus. So if you want to be better at thinking faster, stronger, you have to train your brain to like think more. You have to have more thoughts. And something that I realized recently is a lot of young, attractive girls are different than everyone thinks. So, even the girls who you see in like porn or film actresses, all of them are nice. The things that these, cause think about it, look at all these girls in rap music videos shaking their ass, all these hot girls in movies, all of these girls are the common woman. They're modest, they have respect for men. The people in the red pill and the black pill and the online dating market YouTube community saying that women are hoes and whatever are mostly wrong, because nowadays even a lot of hot, really pretty girls come from like poor middle class families. A lot of them don't have much going for them. Like, a lot of them now can't get jobs, and they would settle for less. A lot of really hot girls are going to OnlyFans trying to make a living because they see the potential in it. But hardly any of those girls are going to get any subscribers because there's not discoverability. The thing that you need to know to be somewhat successful, I'm not going to say it's a secret formula, but among all the advice that people will give you to grow your live streams on Twitch or Kick or YouTube, among all that, one of the best pieces of advice that you can learn is related to your overall look, your outlook. So if I go to your channel or one of your videos, or if I just stumble across you, what's that first impression? Cause your content, your banner, your profile picture, your background, all of that is like tertiary, not even secondary. What matters is, can I physically look you up, go to your channel, and find good content? If I'm scrolling through TikTok or IG Reels, what do I see? Is there a trend? Can I see from post to post the same types of things? Or is it all over the place? And if it's all over the place, is it good? That's why you want to use the private feature. You want to privatize a lot of your videos and only show what's good. But you still have to post. You can't just post like once every 2 months because you don't have good content. You still have to post. I have to fart. So, I have to run away from the fart. So, one of the things that people don't realize is to get someone to love you, like, maybe your parents didn't love you enough, but to get, like, a spouse to love you, you have to do stuff for them. You have to, like, you have to do what they want. So a lot of men can't provide sexually, so the woman cheats on them. But we have different love languages. So love languages is for love. Love languages isn't for being able to tell some category of thing that applies to you in a appealing way. No, it's a love language. So if your love language is gifts, that's the worst one, because people have to give you a lot of gifts and that costs money. My love language is gifts. So a woman who's really hot and smart and nice, but she doesn't do nothing for me, I won't love her. So that's important. You need to know your spouse's love language. If you don't know their love language, you're not going to be able to get them to love you. But every time every time as a guy, if you masturbate, what happens is because you don't masturbate like 10,000 times in your life. Probably you only masturbate like a couple thousand times. Because a year has 365 days. So maybe in a year you fap like, I don't know, 200 times. So take 200 times like, I don't know, 10 years. So probably only like 3,000 times in your life you'll fap. So every time you fap, you get a little bit closer to being like desensitized. But if you want to speed that up, you can just get to the hardcore porn. And that will fuck up your mind, but at least you'll get closer to being desensitized. Cause unless you just wanna like goon until you're like 50 years old, unless you just wanna like be a gooner. But I don't want to still be stroking when I'm 30. So I'm 25 now. I'm trying to get like somewhat desensitized. And one of the ways that you can break a porn and masturbation addiction is you can just watch all day. I think I said this before. Watch porn all day and don't fap. Just watch. Fap once and then continue playing it. Clean up and continue playing it. Or fap twice, however many times you need to feel satisfied, and just do that over and over until you eventually don't need to fap to it. Like me sitting in a chair, I can't fap. I doesn't feel right. I can only fap in a certain position. So I'm a no fap god if I'm sitting in a chair. Unless it's a reclining chair. This chair doesn't recline back. Even if I try to raise up my legs, I can't. Fapping is about the like thrust. So if you can't get hard, you can't come. Watching the porn will make you hard. So hey, what's up, man? Yeah, if you can control your steel, then that's the key to being good at nofap. If you want, just look up images of girls and try not to get hard. Same with try not to laugh, try not to cry, try not to smile. Just practice like resisting the stimulus. Like, cause if you just, whenever you get the urge, you go and fap. You don't try to resist. You don't make any plans of what you're gonna do instead of fapping. Then of course you're gonna go and bust a nut. You're not gonna have any self-control. My teeth are yellow because I have excessive saliva. But all of your friends growing up, if they fapped and they influenced you, that's probably why. Because normally you don't just go and like jerk it off. A lot of guys growing up, they had friends or family who influenced them. Oh. Probably one of the last topics for this IG live that I turned to a reel is, if you were so poor that you couldn't afford food, you couldn't afford clothes, if you were that poor, one of the things you can do is you can go to the local church or food bank And every weekend they give out clothes, they give out food, there's charities. So a lot of people who are too poor to buy food from the grocery store, too poor to afford new clothes, they can actually go and get those basic essentials without having to spend any money. Now, they'll still be too poor to do a lot of stuff, but, and you can also, get, like, food stamps and stuff. So, now, if you have money, there's a whole lot you can do. So, if you're middle class or upper middle class, like bourgeoisie, or if you're rich, what you can do is you can invest in stocks that are not like Amazon, Tesla. Don't invest in those stocks. No one should invest in those stocks. Invest in stocks that are like small, like $1 for a stock, tiny stocks, and you can buy a whole lot of them for cheap. These stocks, I don't know the names or the exact specifics. I just know my mom invests, but she's a good accountant. So she invests in these like mutual funds and various other stocks, and they grow faster. Big companies are too unstable. Bitcoin is unstable. Certain stocks that are only going to grow are what you want to invest in. Like, they're almost guaranteed to grow. You can invest in like stocks or companies that are temporarily growing, but you want to sell those stocks at a later point. Now, I said this would be one of the last topics. So the other topic is when you brush your teeth, it removes plaque, but it can't remove all of the plaque. So when you floss your teeth, which you should do after you eat food, you want to take the end of the floss stick and pick out the plaque. So if you want, buy a metal pick and a metal mirror like the dentists use, and you can go in and clean the backs of your teeth plaque and the front and like the sides, and you won't have to go to the dentist for like a long time. Also, if you want to be able to give good advice to people, it takes prolonged thought. So what I do is I do this prolonged thought. So I'm not rushing. I don't have a script. I'm taking my time to think. It might take me an hour. It might take me 2 hours. It doesn't have to be perfect. And the thing with knowledge through prolonged thoughts is there's not a limit. Like, I'm never gonna know all of the knowledge. With these topics, they're too abstract, so I can only briefly touch the surface. There's still a lot more. Even the tip of the iceberg and the whole iceberg and below the whole iceberg, the whole ocean. It's the whole ocean. Probably the last topic is, I guess I should cover this topic. So, every several years, Windows, like the operating system computers, gets an upgrade. So they have Windows 11 now. After about 2 years since the last one got obsolete, they'll stop updating it, and hackers will be able to go in and hack people who use their browser in Windows 10, just like happened in Windows 7, when Windows 10 was when Windows 7 was obsolete for too long. So you have to upgrade, or else you could risk something happening. So I bought a new computer when Windows 10 went obsolete, and I'm saving it. It has Windows on it, so I can use software that only works with Windows. But if you want to use Linux or Mac, those are different. I think those are safe. Mac, maybe you have to upgrade, but Mac you can actually get for free, and Mac is safer than Windows. But Linux has Ubuntu. They have not Manjaro. What's it called? Catchy Linux, Catchy, CACHY, Ubuntu, UBUNTU. They're free. You can learn to install them on YouTube. You just need a flash drive with like 8 GB space. Like I always use Ubuntu. That's how I can watch porn and not get hacked, because I use Ubuntu. Because porn sites are terrible. If you ever watch porn, you cannot go without antivirus, because nowadays the types of porn that are out there, they'll instantly hack you. So like ePorner or like whatever. But also another thing is, if you're addicted to porn, one thing that will help you is getting used to looking at like perfect shapes, bodies. Like if the average guy probably watches a lot of bad porn, like not hot girls. So if you can find a good looking girl, just play the video when you're like not horny, because guys aren't horny all the time despite what people say, and just play it and watch. And because if the only times you ever look at porn are when you're stroking, and then you come and then you end it, don't do that. So if you can, while you have the urge, watch and try to resist. Doing that even just once can change you. It changed me.